So this, if you guys haven't realized, the partnership, Bluon Sera. So what all is this partnership going to entail, and how is this really going to change the game for business owners and technicians out there?
What Billy and Sarah have done is really kind of remarkable, and I spent the last couple of months, digging into it. With Bluon, we were at a crossroads, right? We had to figure out, okay, so we're sort of in the world from the technician to the distributor and all of that world that exists between those two realities. And then the question is, how do we continue to support that technician down to the customer? Because that's where, obviously a lot of that activity happens and a lot of that value add happens. And so we were either going to have to build that and figure out how to do it. But really, that's not our world. We don't live in that space. I'm not a contractor. I didn't live in that space. I don't have the expertise that Billy has. He knows more, and he forgot more this morning than I'll ever know about a contractor, legitimately. And so, seeing the value they're able to provide these small businesses is really takes your breath away. It really does. Seeing how you could take these guys from A to Z, and some of the numbers we were looking at when you see these businesses double and triple in size and per check revenue going 50% up in months, not even in years, like in months, is just so awesome. There's nothing better to me than taking a small business like that and giving them the tools to change their life, change their tech's life, change everything around them. It's the best thing there ever is. So what we're able to do together is we're able to take what they're doing, marry the benefits we're giving the technicians in the field, and put it into one platform. So now that technician is having a full experience, like Billy just mentioned, right? It's helping them with their day-to-day, point A, point B, point C, point D, and all the things that normally are headaches, bang your head against the wall 10 times, all those problems now there's a solution to all of them, right? Whether that is a support problem with you got a diagnostic problem, whether that's a problem with dealing with that customer and giving them a quote, whether that's dealing with the back office and whatever BS you got to deal with, having your day scheduled for you, going to the right job at the right time, all these things that are normally, keeping you up at night and making your day not so great. We are able to now take all that and put it in one flow, right? Think about it from the distributor all the way down to the customer. Every touch point along a day is now you're given the tools, the resources, the support you need to do the job the best you can with the least amount of headaches and the most productive you can be. It sounds like kind of like a bunch of bullshit when you say it. It sounds very salesy, but it's true, right? It's really true when you start to dig into it. It's remarkable, and I'm super psyched about it because most of the shops we've been talking to on the field service software side are all about measuring a business, but they're not about improving the business or improving the techs in that business or improving the life of that tech in that business, which of course improves that business. And I think we treat it from the ground up, make everybody's life better, easier, faster, more productive, and everything blossoms as a result. That's the different approach, right? We're not looking at it top down, we're looking at bottom up. And that really is a remarkable thing to do. And to find a partner like Billy that we can team up, integrate our platforms in a way to have that seamless workflow is really what we're talking about. This year we're going to be doing sort of a mild integration and working together our customers. But by next year, where the platforms will be integrated, where that will be a seamless experience as you're navigating between your customer, your distributor, your support, your data, your next job. All that will be one-stop shop, one process.
That's awesome. All right, Mr. Billy, go.
All right. So, yeah, I built my companies based on the techs. My dad did me a great service. He ran me, ragged, and I realized that just wasn't the way to do this. And I wanted to have technicians that were happy when they came to work and they were happy when they left work. I started 27 years ago. How do I do this? How do I find a way to make this happen? Because if I can make my techs happy, because at the end of the day, the technician is my company, not me. I am never in front of a customer. The technician's in front of the customer, so they are the company. We always heard the customer's always right. And I immediately go, well, I don't believe that anymore. I think the technician is always right, and I'm going to support the technician. And then if I take care of my technicians and I teach them and I stand behind them, they're going to take care of the customer. And then there's no reason for the customer to always be right. They're just handled, right? It's just handled, and it's a good deal. And so by knowing the anatomy of how a service call works from the office, from the dispatcher to the tech, from the CSR to the dispatcher, from the homeowner from the dispatcher, homeowner to the CSR, technician to the office manager, technician to the department manager, technician to the install manager, whatever person you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. All of these things take time. I know right now, if you're a selling tech and you sell something, the issues, once you sell a complete install, the amount of work that goes in to getting that install into the house and scheduled and all that is just atrocious the way things work now. And on Sera, you can be a technician. If you're a selling tech or you're a flipping tech, doesn't make any difference. If you're a selling tech, you can schedule right in front of the customer that install without calling the office. It literally knows the availability of the install crews. It can literally send messaging to your warehouse to make sure the parts are there, And as Peter and I talked more and more, you'll know this instantaneously. As soon as you sell it, it's available. And so what happens is now you're not doing all this extra work. You're not having to text it and then call and then wait. And then you lose jobs because of all this. Maybe the office didn't call them back and schedule for the install, or maybe they didn't call and schedule for the salesperson to go there. And so you lost a potential deal that you had worked really hard to get. And so we just got rid of all that chaos right there. We just got rid of it. And now you can schedule, if you're a selling tech, schedule that install. You just say, hey, Mrs. Jones, when do you want this done? And she says, I'll take it Wednesday morning and it's available. Here we go. And then you're finished. You've already got all the things that you need. You've taken all the pictures, you've done all that stuff, and all that stuff can be done in our tech app as well. And then not only that, if you're living in a state where they require inspections, all inspections can be handled from the tech app as well. And so we're just getting rid of all of this chaos, if you will, for the technicians so that they can do a better job, and then let them move on to the next one and maybe sell something else and can continue to improve their revenue that they bring in, so their pay increases. And when you have less stress, you can do better and you're not rushed. Things start happening for you. And what we've seen with these technicians that have gone from other platforms to Sera is amazing amount of annual revenue, weekly, daily revenue that's just off the charts, because we just took all the stress away from them. I mean, I can't get rid of all the stress, but you still got to drive in traffic. But we got rid of that interaction between companies. And, I don't know, maybe we'll figure that out as well, right?
That's awesome, because, everybody knows when you grow a business, it's all about, especially in the trades, it's about the processes and systems that you put in place that are repeatable. And, sometimes the mundane tasks of day to day are so overwhelming that people can't move on. They can't move past it. So when you have something like this, and all the technicians listening to this, I hope that you really understand what these two guys are saying right now, that running your business with ease, things that can almost automate itself, and it takes those little tasks out for you. It makes them easier so they can get done. And then that's the business side, knowing exactly what's happening, whether money's being made or this install's going here, this guy has this average, or whatever numbers that you need, whatever KPIs that you track. But then as well, the technician's not out there stranded alone. They also have, man, I'm stuck. My boss is busy. Oh, now Bluon is your service manager, your tech support is going to be there to help you. So I don't know if people understand how huge that this is for businesses and technicians alike. Like, I really think that this is amazing.